Legal issues. On April 19, 1991, at the start of her I'm Your Baby Tonight world tour, Houston and her brother Michael got involved in an altercation with 3 men at a hotel in Lexington, Kentucky, after the men reportedly sought her for an autograph while they were trying to watch a heavyweight boxing championship match. After seeing the men attack her brother, Houston reportedly jumped on one of the men, ransomed Brotherton, and punched him off her brother before Houston and her entourage fled from the hotel. Brotherton reported the incident, which led to him having to go to the hospital to receive 12 stitches over his left eye. Houston was charged with 4th-degree assault for attacking Brotherton and threatening to kill him, while her brother was charged with assaulting another man involved in the melee, Kevin Owens. Charges were dropped against the Houstons in May due to contradictory evidence and due to the prosecution struggling to prove them guilty. It was later revealed that the altercation began after the 3 men yelled racial slurs at Houston. On January 11, 2000, while Houston was traveling with her husband Bobby Brown, airport security guards discovered half an ounce of marijuana in her handbag at Keyhole Kona International Airport in Hawaii. She departed before authorities could arrive. Houston was initially charged with a misdemeanor drug charge that carried a 30-day sentence and a $1,000 fine. The charges, however, were dropped in March 2001 after prosecutors received a substance abuse assessment from a counselor in New Jersey that stated the singer did not need treatment for substance abuse. In 2002, Houston became embroiled in a legal dispute with John Houston Enterprise, a company started by her father. The company, run by Kevin Skinner, sued her for $100 million, claiming unpaid compensation. Houston's father died in February 2003, and the lawsuit was dismissed in April 2004 with no compensation awarded. FBI files. FBI documents from 1988 to 1999 revealed that Houston was the target of both an alleged blackmail scheme and obsessive fan attention at the height of her career. The documents reveal that a lawyer from Chicago demanded up to $250,000 to keep certain details of her private life out of the press. The FBI eventually closed the case after Houston and her father described the sender as a friend and reached a private agreement. The documents also include unsettling correspondence from devoted admirers whose letters and claims, including one who professed love in dozens of messages, leading to FBI inquiries that were later classified as non-threatening. Health. During her marriage, Houston suffered several miscarriages, including one during the filming of The Bodyguard, another in July 1994, and another in December 1996. In June 1993, the New York Post reported that Houston overdosed on diet pills in an attempt to lose weight following the birth of her daughter and had been treated at a Miami area hospital. The following day after the Post article was published, Houston denied the allegations through her lawyer, Sheldon Platt, with Platt stating she has never taken a diet pill in her life. She's outraged. She's hurt. Platt also denied Houston had been taken to the hospital, adding the article is completely wrong, not accurate, completely out of whack. None of this has happened. Rolling Stone published a story in June 2000 stating that Sissy Houston and others had held a July 1999 intervention in which they unsuccessfully attempted to persuade Whitney to obtain drug treatment. In September 2001, Houston's extremely thin appearance led to rumors about her health. Her publicist stated, "Whitney has been under stress due to family matters, and when she is under stress, she doesn't eat." In 2009, Houston acknowledged that drug use had been the reason for her weight loss in 2001. In 2002, Houston gave an interview with Diane Sawyer to promote her upcoming album. During the interview, she addressed rumors of drug use, famously saying, "Crack is whack." She admitted to using various substances but denied having an eating disorder. In May 2011, Houston enrolled in rehabilitation again due to drug and alcohol problems, which she stated was part of her long-standing recovery process. A month later, it was reported that Houston had been diagnosed with emphysema. Death. On February 11, 2012, Houston was found unconscious in Suite 434 at the Beverly Hilton, submerged in the bathtub. Houston reportedly appeared disheveled and erratic in the days before her death. Beverly Hills paramedics arrived about 3:30 p.m., found Houston unresponsive, and performed CPR. Houston was pronounced dead at 3:55 p.m. PST. The cause of death was not immediately known. Local police said there were no obvious signs of criminal intent. On March 22, 2012, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office reported that Houston's death was caused by drowning and the effects of atherosclerotic heart disease and cocaine use. The manner of death was listed as accident. The 54th Annual Grammy Awards took place the day following her death and included a tribute to Houston. It was later credited for the Grammy's second highest ratings in history. The February 11, 2012, Clive Davis pre-Grammy party that Houston had been expected to attend, which featured many of the biggest names in music and film, went on as scheduled, although it was quickly turned into a tribute to Houston. Numerous other public figures also expressed their grief, including Mariah Carey, Quincy Jones, Darlene Love, Aretha Franklin, and Oprah Winfrey. Houston's death was covered internationally in the media, as was her memorial service, which was held for Houston at her home church, New Hope Baptist Church, in Newark, New Jersey, on February 18, 2012. Houston's music surged in popularity. According to representatives from Houston's record label, Houston sold 8 million records worldwide in the first 10 months of the year she died. The single "I Will Always Love You" returned to the Billboard Hot 100 after almost 20 years, peaking at number 3 and becoming the first posthumous top 10 single since 2001. Houston set a Guinness World Record for a female artist by having 10 albums inside the Billboard 200 simultaneously. In October 2023, Houston made the list of the top 10 highest-earning posthumous celebrities on Forbes, earning $30 million, later winning a Guinness World Records entry as the highest-earning posthumous female, her 32nd record. For more interesting personalities, please do watch our other Who's Who series. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the spectacular world of 1000 Vlogs.